I have been a clairvoyant ever since I was a young child, and it's only been really in the last couple of months that I have actually just felt my soul have this great desire and deep urge to read for more people, and this is why I have brought myself here. Today is going to be full of surprises. We are going to take a look at the energy surrounding you, and we're going to see what that entails. We have 3 piles to choose from today. The first pile is number 16 with Coyote Spirit, Trust in Divine Detours. We have for pile number 2, Owl Spirit, You See Clearly Now. And for pile number 3 with Seahorse Spirit, Watch and Wait. If you have chosen pile number 1 with Coyote Spirit, Trust in Divine Detours, the first thing that's coming to me is just allowing yourself to go with the flow, to allow for the wind to take you wherever it is you're meant to be right now. I'm being given the impression and the understanding that you could be someone who's really into organizing, to paying attention to the fine details, and really liking to have a plan with wherever it is you're heading and where you're going. This could be with work, it could be in your relationships, in your free time, in your downtime. I have a good friend of mine, and she has this personality where she needs to know exactly what's happening at the right time and exactly where she is meant to be at all times. It's like I don't want to say, although she's referred to herself as this as well, as being rigid, but she is heavily dependent on a super schedule and having not every minute, but every hour of her day planned. Although I find this method of living can be very prosperous and very helpful when it comes to executing plans, it can also leave us not open to receive something fresh and something new that wants to come in. It could prevent us from experiencing things that we're meant to experience. She is, however, also very intuitive, and she trusts her intuition for the most part, or at least she notices her intuition speaking through her, if she listens to her intuition or not. So that's a bonus. I feel like right now, trusting in divine detours and allowing for yourself to go off of your schedule, or to allow for different things to take place in your day as originally planned, is really going to open up the doors to some new experiences for you. If you had rather stayed in your schedule, if that makes sense. I hope I said that correctly. Come off of your schedule every once in a while in order to experience what it is your higher self has planned for you, what it is your soul really craves and desires, and what it is God wants to show you. So over the next 3 months, I really love this deck. Let's see what is in store. This is the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland. So the first card we have here is Triumphant Success. Ooh, we have Destiny and Intuition. This is really fantastic. Let's just go ahead and bring these cards over here. I'm hearing one more on the left. So Throat Chakra. This is coming upside down, and today we're going to pay special close attention to this. I read my reversals in a number of different ways. When a reversal comes in, I either pay special attention to it, or I read that as the energy dropping off and there being a switch, a change, if you will, to that energy. But here we'll pay special attention to it because your throat chakra is going through activation. And remember that the throat chakra is also closely associated with the chakras within the ears. So the throat chakra, it isn't only about being able to speak our truth and to say things with clarity and with confidence with our words, but it's also having the ability to listen to what is being said. And I'm also receiving right now, listening to what isn't being said. If at night before you go to bed, you wanted to call in the divine mother or divine help, divine guidance to heal you while you sleep, you can place your hands over your ears and just imagine light and healing energy vibrating off of your hands into the ears. And this is really going to help activate the throat chakra at this time. With triumphant success, this is like the Ace of Swords. When we see sword energy, it's really all about the mind, the power of the mind, the clarity of thought, also intertwined with our claircognizance, our clear knowing. This could be a lot of new, fresh ideas coming to you over the next 3 months. Do yourself a favor and write these ideas down. I know that when ideas come to me, if I don't write them down, it's more frustrating for me if I'm questioning, oh, what was that? What was that? I can depend on my intuition really quite well. So it does eventually come back to me, but it is important for me to write down notes, especially when I say something, the throat chakra, when I say something in a particular way that just flows right out of my mouth, I know that it's important for me to write down. With destiny and intuition over the next 3 months, this is telling us that you really are on track to receive and open yourself up to so many amazing opportunities. Your intuition is expanding, and destiny at the number 10, this is completion of one cycle and the beginning of another. And we also have another number 1. And the 1 and the 6 here. So this is really like the beginning of some really new, fresh, energetic movement going on in your life. It feels really good. It feels really warm, and it feels very cozy. I'm understanding that over the next little bit of time, 90 days or so, you're going to feel at home. If that's in your environment, walking out in public, just anywhere you are, it's like the universe is kissing you and kissing your soul, and you have a lot of stress that just falls off of your back and so much more, less worry. You feel at home anywhere you go. We have fulfillment of wishes. This also came upside down. And we have material and spiritual prosperity. This is really amazing. I'm also seeing that there has been some work on manifestation, I guess, like manifesting things. But it's been a long time coming. I'm getting the vision of the hour sand clock and just watching grains of sand falling and falling and falling and falling. So if there were wishes that were planted ages ago, these could even be wishes that were thrown out into the ether and completely forgotten about. They are sprouting, and not only sprouting, but they are in full form and they're coming forward to you. You're actually going to be quite surprised with a couple of things that happen in your life, that manifest in your life over the next 3 months. Just all of this water is really grabbing my attention here. The waterfalls and the water fountain here. You can expect your cup to runneth over. It's going to be really full, really exciting, full of life, and just very abundant the next 3 months. Your time, or the time that surrounds you, whenever it is that you are reading this, is just full of prosperity, is what I'm getting. It's, in the fall time when all of the farmers go out and they reap what they've sown. So they gather all of their fruits and the hay and they put everything in bundles. This is what you're doing right now. So, whenever it is you're watching this, it could be in the fall, but it could very well be in the winter or the spring or the summer. This is when you're reaping all of your benefits. Okay, so it's a fantastic overview. with those. And I'm going to go ahead and pull. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple more cards. This is from the Time Traveler's Oracle by Denise Lynn. There's one more in here. This one. The Wild Unknown Archetypes, this one. I'm being called to the Romance deck. Count 32, Power. Dinosaurs in the Jurassic period. We also have Transcending, 39, Atlantis. And we have the Flame, Religious Factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And we have Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. The Time Traveler's message. True power doesn't need to shout itself from the mountaintops. It is steady and serene, as sure of its own might as a dinosaur. Know that who you are is enough. You are being called upon to claim authority in your life. If you have been giving your power away to someone or something else, pulling this card indicates it's time to take a stand. Step beyond fear and hesitation and find the place within you that is divine and powerful beyond measure. It is safe to claim it now. I know that from my own personal experience and in my own personal life, although reading is something that I've done for years, I didn't really anchor myself into it. I understood to a degree who I was and my ability and capability, but I don't think I could actually say I trusted it as much as I had the power to. And it wasn't until I really opened myself up to my intuition and really receiving the feedback through, trial and error, listening to my intuition and putting action behind the guidance that I was receiving, that I was really able to build trust within myself and to understand exactly who I am. I love that you're here and I love that you're listening to this, and I feel very lucky to be able to support you and really just confirm that your intuition speaks so loudly within you. And over the next 3 months, it is just going to grow and blossom and really become an inner voice that you can trust in and that you can follow and have unwavering faith in. Who you are is someone that you can believe in, and you will find others, I'm seeing, coming to you and just getting drawn into your energy. It's very magnetic, what is happening for you right now. So just trusting again in those divine detours. Maybe this is knowledge that you've had for years and years, but now is the time. Now is the time to jump all in and to just really go for it and trust that you're being led and guided in the most beautiful and perfect way for yourself. Transcending Atlantis. So we're astonished by the remarkable mind, discipline, psychic abilities, and sound healing happening in the streets around us. We've never felt such laser-focused psychic energy before. People casually use psychokinesis to lift things by the power of their minds. They heal others simply by pointing a faceted crystal towards the person who is ill. Atlanteans even have access to quantum technologies. This place is mind-blowing. What this card is giving me is this understanding that now is the time to get quiet, to hibernate, to go into meditation, to do some journaling, to really discover the power from within. From the power within, really anchoring yourself in knowing who you are, getting to know who you are, and getting to understand the abilities that you possess and withhold. Ask questions, ask to be led in ways and down paths and to teachers and to books, to podcasts, to other videos that will help unlock and uncover the magic within you. And just like the feet of the dinosaur, I'm really just being drawn to just how big and incredible these animals are, and then how big and incredible this building is. Just their structural balance and foundation is so heavily grounded into the earth. Oh my gosh. And just the peaks of both of the cards, it's like something is coming to a head. Something is really ascending here and transcending into something absolutely remarkable for you. If you don't have this deck and you do have decks and you like to read cards, I highly recommend investing in it. It is such a powerful, incredible deck. The moment I opened it up and I took the time to look at each and every card, I absolutely fell in love with it. I actually ended up getting the Pocket Archetypes deck first, and I loved the cards so much, but the little book is just so tiny and I needed to get into it more. So I decided to go and get myself the larger deck as well, because it's just absolutely amazing. Page 167, the flame. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten, and protect the flame no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. Maybe right now is a time to actually light candles in your space, if you're cooking, or just in your room, or when you're having a moment of quiet time and care for yourself and taking a bath. Light fire. And it was so interesting because before, in the book, before it read like cupping your hands around the flame, I actually saw hands cupping around the solar plexus. And for those that don't know, the solar plexus is the chakra that is being referred to for this card. This is where we find a lot of drive, a lot of willpower, a lot of our purpose and passion comes from having a very strong solar plexus. And the solar plexus is just below the sternum. It's the third chakra up from the root chakra. And I'm just seeing you like cupping your hands over your solar plexus like this, and just imagining this heat building and growing underneath the palms of your hands. Oh, and we talked about the hands cupping over the ear chakra earlier as well, because your throat chakra is really coming to light, which makes sense because you're really finding your voice. You're really understanding the magic and the power of who you are over the next 3 months. And in that, you're going to find the confidence from this solar plexus to really speak your truth and to feel really grounded and honest in your truth. So using your hands to ignite and really build that fire in the solar plexus is going to be amazing. And actually getting outside, sometimes when wind is really, really strong, it can blow a fire out, but just a nice wind, a breeze is exactly what a spark needs to get the fire going. It's like sparking onto dry hay and then using the breath and the wind from the mouth to just let the sparks catch and grow into flames. So getting outside, allowing for the fresh elements to help cleanse you as well is going to be really amazing. Over here with the romance angels, the religious factors, the playfulness, and the trust. I'm understanding that this has a lot to do with the love and the care between you and between self, getting back to your roots again and just building trust with yourself, following through on plans that you've built with yourself, even if it is to plan to go into divine detours and not to overplan your day. When we make commitments to ourselves, which ties back into the solar plexus, and we stick to them, we're able to trust ourselves. This is really important. If you find you have trust issues with other people, start looking at how you can trust yourself just a little bit more. Is there something that you've been saying that you're going to do for X amount of time and you haven't gotten around to it? Or is there something that you have really wanted to try and you haven't tried it yet? Give back to yourself in the ways that you notice your intuition stirring within you often enough to make an imprint on your imagination and just your desires as a whole. Now is also a time to be really playful with yourself, to try new things, to really go with the flow and allow for the wind to bring you where you are meant to be. I love that this reading is coming around in such a full circle, really allowing that breeze, that wind to blow you in all these new different directions. Have fun with it. When we have fun and when we start building our day in being able to trust ourselves more, our solar plexus ends up getting so strong that it really propels us in right divine order, in right divine action and plan. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I'm trying to understand this. I'm getting thrown by the religious factors. I think, okay. Okay. Thank you. So I was just getting a breakdown really of, I guess, my own experience in this. So important and actually really rejuvenating and eye-opening to study different religions and to, I guess, not put ourselves into a specific box. Growing up, I grew up in a Catholic household, but religion was actually never, ever anything either one of my parents forced on us as kids. But as I got older, it was really important for me to look into Buddhism and to just keep an open mind. And instead of staying secular or just very determined to stay on one path or in one path, it was actually an advantage to me to just branch out and learn just little bits and pieces from a bunch of different religions, or I suppose practices, to really understand energy as a whole and to understand how God communicates through me. And it really helped me to break through, I want to say, even just old patterns or things stuck in my DNA line and past lives, and even just like family karmic, I suppose, habits and just ways of thinking. So right now, over the next 3 months, you're really going to start exploring in eye-opening ways and not allowing for any particular religion to be the end-all be-all and final answer or final way of seeing anything. Okay. That's wonderful. Your next 3 months sound very exciting, and I love that for you. Yeah, just enjoy your time. Enjoy spending time with yourself in your own personal space. Welcome my pile twos, everyone who chose the owl spirit. You see clearly now. The first impressions I'm getting is I'm actually watching you sort people into different categories, sort people in your life into these different categories. It's like, I trust you, I trust you, I trust you. I'm going to keep a bit of space between you and I, and you and I. You're getting really, really clear and very confident in just allowing for your relationships to be what they are. And instead of falling into the trap of what a relationship's title is, you're really allowing your intuition and your internal guidance to guide the next steps between you and specific people in your life. This could be close family members. This could be people that you've known since childhood that are like family. This could be authority figures like your boss or teachers. The relationship you have between you and specific people are no longer based on the title that is given to the both of you, but more on how your intuition is guiding you towards a person or away from a person for your highest good. So over the next 3 months, let's go ahead and see what this deck has to say. We'll leave that. It flipped over to Disruption, which is our Tower card. Your intuition, though, as a whole, for many, 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 many of you, because I know even in our first pile in this video, it was a very intuitive group, but this group's intuition is even more intuitive than group number one. It's like you don't even question your intuition anymore. You trust that the answers and the guidance that are meant to come to you and be revealed to you will come in right time. You hear your inner voice, you answer your inner voice, you put action towards it, and you're someone that goes with the flow naturally, and it's like what will be will be. What is meant to be revealed to you will come to pass. Firm foundation. You're very, very, very strong with your inner guidance, with the foundation you've set and the structure you have set between yourself living in the physical world and yourself and how you've adapted to the energy that surrounds you and the energy that flows within you and all around you, between yourself and source, you and God. Prosperity begins. This came upside down today. We're just going to pay special attention to it. And disruption. Perfect. Okay, so the way I'm reading this portion or this section here right now, this disruption, this tower moment is at the bottom of the table here. And it's letting me know that this is in the past, that it's clearer skies ahead. I'm noticing you walking on a path, and even if it still feels a little bit turbulent in a couple of areas of your life, it's almost like it doesn't even bother you anymore because you're so sure and so confident in who you are, the direction you're going in, and where you know with unwavering faith you're going to end up, with cherries on top and with like added and extra surprises. I feel like you really understand the power of manifestation and the ability and power you have in the things that you've manifested. And you know that even in what you have requested or what you have worked towards or the seeds that you have planted, the fruits will come to you in that way and in even greater ways than you could have imagined. It's like nothing will sway you, nothing will knock you off balance or off center. Just like this firm foundation, this mountain. It's like your roots are very, very planted into the earth. All of the trouble, and I want to say like painful and possibly traumatic, and I'm hearing even debilitating moments of your life have been experienced now, and it's in the past. It's kind of like, and I don't want to say it's kind of like, I'm just trying to find the words of what it is I'm experiencing with the visions I'm receiving and the feelings I've had. Sometimes in life, certain people will go through a lot of trials and a lot of tribulations. And I feel like you are a person that has done that. And now it's like you can take a nice big deep breath, and instead of thinking to yourself or asking yourself, oh gosh, what is next? It's you have this knowing and this understanding that it is going to be easier for you to get through life. It's like I'm hearing and understanding the best has yet to come. And a lot of the pain and a lot of the fight is behind you now. Just fantastic. The heart chakra, this is coming upside down. Right, so tonight, in any of the reversals that come up, we're just going to pay a little bit of extra close attention to them. So prosperity begins and the heart chakra. This really, in this section, I suppose I forgot to, what is the word? Put a little special focus in this card. Prosperity begins. It's like a whole new world is waiting for you and you are walking into it. So the heart chakra in reverse, we have truth. Oh, and the solar plexus chakra in reverse. This is amazing. Okay, fantastic. So there is a bit of a focus between the heart chakra and the solar plexus. So these are chakras that are one on top of the other, solar plexus being the third chakra, and then the heart that rests just above it is the same. And I love that the same colors are in this owl card as well. Your solar plexus, if there were blockages or I guess like cracks or breaks, energetic, of course, if those were present in the past, now your solar plexus is so strong. I'm seeing so much light and just strength, like pulsing and beaming out of this energy center for you. It's like light just streams out from the front of it and then also behind you. And the same with your heart chakra. The heart chakra, when I see a really healthy heart chakra, I visually receive like just the most beautiful garden, tons of greenery, even just like bumblebees, like flying and buzzing between all of the flowers, like going up and down between the solar plexus and the heart chakra area. This is currently what's happening for you, and it's really quite a sight. These chakras are super activated and really in full force right now. You'll be inviting a lot of love in and out of your life over the next 3 months, and a lot of strength. You're going to be a really amazing example of strength, of integrity, and really pulling through on the things that make you happy. When I say you're going to be a really good example, it's like all eyes are on you. People are really noticing this about you. People that you have used your discernment to step away from, you're just being given the advice right now, like, don't worry about what they have to say. I'm hearing like haters are going to hate. Just allow for this beautiful flow of love to continue coming in and out of your heart. Allow for people to notice the example that you're setting. Allow for people to respond in any way that they're going to respond. Allow people to be them and keep yourself contained in your own loving energy. Truth is the last card in this portion here. And what I'm getting and what I'm feeling is a lot of truth is going to sprout and become alive inside of you, inside of your heart and inside of your being. Your words are full of truth. I'm feeling a little bit, short of breath. I'm just going to take a big deep breath here. I don't know if this is exciting for you or if it's something that you've been anticipating or hoping, but it feels exciting. Take a breath and remember to breathe over the next little bit, to keep yourself really grounded and really firm in your own structure, in your own energy. Your truth is your truth. Know your truth. Live your truth and speak your truth. Don't back down is what I'm hearing. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear these cards for now. And I am going to use the Time Traveler's Oracle deck. Pull a couple of cards here. Pull those. I'm going to pull some cards from my Jesus deck. Jesus is stepping forward. He stands very close to you. I'm not sure what your relationship is with Jesus, but I'm seeing a couple of different things. It's the tie between you and Jesus is becoming a lot stronger over the next 3 months. Your curiosity about Jesus is becoming a lot stronger over the next 3 months. I'm also seeing to recommend the show The Chosen. It's absolutely amazing. I tell everyone, just get to the end of the first episode in season 1 and you'll start getting hooked. You'll start getting into the storyline and everything happening. It really is a story of Jesus and the path he took to collect his disciples, and the show touches on standout stories from the Bible, miracles, and it just really allows us to get into the compassionate heart that Jesus had for so many. It is so healing. I laugh, I cry, I go through all of the different waves of emotion when I watch it. So that's a good one. If you haven't heard of it or haven't started to watch it yet, that's a nice one, The Chosen. Okay, so let's start here. Clean your space and aromatherapy. Also with the aromatherapy, I'm picking up on rosemary and using the herb rosemary. Rosemary is really helpful when it comes to opening up and activating the third eye chakra. Oh, and of course there's a purple, I don't know if you can see that, but there you go, a purple crystal around her neck, which is like amethyst. Sleep with a piece of amethyst underneath your pillow or beside your bed if you'd like to start remembering your dreams a little bit more clearly to really help with that third eye activation. And clean your space. There's something about cleaning the space. Living in a clean space allows us to receive messages claircognizantly. This is our clear knowing, and then clairsentiently, clear feeling in the body a little bit more accurately. Just dusting, getting rid of anything old, really taking stock of the items that you have, decluttering, cleaning, and I'm just getting like a fresh start, like a fresh feeling space for a fresh start. Rearrange some furniture. This is going to like uplift the energy in your room. And opening up like windows, or something about really clean windows. Ooh. Speaking of clean windows, this is a, what is it? Oh my gosh. Feng Shui. In Feng Shui, this brings in really great financial abundance. The first card, the first message from Jesus is let your light so shine before men, so they may see your good works and glorify your Father, which is in heaven. It's so interesting. When I was here, I was seeing different words on the card, and it was let your light shine so bright is the first thing that was really coming through. And this is just, remember, we were talking about really staying in your energy and allowing for people to be exactly how they are, and allowing for them to respond and react however it is they want to respond and react, but not allowing it to shake you or your foundation, your strong ground. Let your light shine bright and glorify your Father, which is in heaven. This is allowing for the divine light within you to be seen, allowing for your truth of who you are and the divine guidance and support you receive to be an example to others. Be true to yourself in this way, to give hope and strength to others, to allow for God, to allow for Jesus to shine through them as well. Okay, and before we go to this card, what's coming up to share is, I don't know, I have to, because I need to share everything that comes up. My appearance, my face, it looks really young. I have a very youthful look to my face. And when people find out how old I am, I say I'm ageless, but when people do find out how old I am, they're like, wow, like it's amazing. And my response to it all the time is it's meditation and prayer. It's meditation and prayer. It's allowing for that divine light to shine through me. And I'm convinced it's the only reason why I look as young as I do. So there is magic. There is magic in that. There is magic to opening your heart and opening your mind up for Jesus to like bring himself into you and to allow for God to work around you and work magical things in your life. And being that example for others is a gift. It's a gift to God. Now I can move on. This card here, all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. Oh, I love that. For weeks, you know how, I don't know if this happens to you, but for me, I certainly can get into the habit of having like one-liners and like things that I fall into saying on a consistent basis. And for a bit there, it was my cup runneth over. And then recently it's been ask and ye shall receive. And you know as much as I know how powerful our words are, and the words we use and the words we choose to use, the words we choose to say out loud and the words we choose to say from within really can dictate a lot of what's happening in our life. And this is such a beautiful reminder of really like grounding ourselves and living in our truth. Ask and ye shall receive. Having that faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains. Oh, I'm in love with your reading. It's like, it is so full circle. It's really beautiful. You're so beautiful. Okay, in the Time Traveler's Oracle, we have number 29, and the number is peace. Saint Francis of Assisi from Italy. There we go. Healing. The dream temples of Asclepius. Oh, I'm unsure how to pronounce that. I am going to look it up though. This is in Greece. What a beautiful card. And then we have Truth, 42, the Cherokee, talking stick tradition. There is so much power and just so much divine truth running through you consistently now and just all the time. I'm watching you move from like one land. So imagine yourself walking along a path. The path and I suppose the land, the earth that you're leaving behind it's full of cracks. It's like, have you ever seen, like the salt lands or a muddy, dusty land that has had rain fall on it, and then it gets so hot that the water dries and it makes like that sand or that mud crack. It's like you're walking away from that and you're stepping onto a land that is so just like flat and so secure and so strong. You're really like, I don't mean to stumble over my words and fill my spaces with likes and ums, but it's just a little challenging for me to put into words what it is I'm experiencing right now and what it is I'm seeing for you. But what it feels like is a lot of internal power, a lot of internal strength, walking taller, being even more sure of yourself, and a complete transition away from everything old. That's right. All of the tower moments that you experienced, maybe one after another, and walking into something that just feels so sure and so right and so secure for you. It's like this new space over the next 3 months is so incredibly healing because it's your new truth. It's full of peace. It's full of love, Jesus's love, God's love, like that pure divine love that is unmatched by anything else anyone tries to convince you of using something else to fill that void. It's like, no, like all of that won't do it. It's like, this is what does it. Your inner truth, that inner light, the light from within is what fills you with this certainty and with this grace. Wow. Okay, we didn't do this for pile number 1, but I am being asked to get a couple of charms for you for your pile, and we'll see what this is. But yeah, I just have to say, like, the next little bit is just so divine and so right and in the most perfect, beautiful time. Okay. We have a lizard. Whenever I see lizards, to me, this is what I'm getting is like rejuvenation, but it's also time to just relax, and enjoy yourself. We have a heart charm. We have a couple of heart charms. We have a flower. So extra love, of course. There's no greater love than the love that Jesus has for us, like the King of all of compassion. And if the energy of Jesus doesn't resonate with you, maybe looking into the energy of the Divine Mother, or, you know, the love and compassion of Kuan Yin. She's the female counterpart of the Buddha. Just anyone who devotes themselves, their essence, to providing that compassion and that love, not only to self, but to others. We also have this leaf, this gold leaf. Do we have here? This is like a little, whoops, sorry about that. Like a little pony. Oh, I've never seen these. This is like a little dancing girl, little ballerina, having fun, being playful. And what does this say? It says something, but I've noticed it's saying since 1982. And I'm hearing to do the math. So 8 and 2 is 10. And then 1 and 9 is 10. So that is a 20. So a 2 could be important to you. Maybe the next 2 weeks, 2 days, the next 2 months. This reading is for the next 3 months, but maybe you might see yourself really peaking in a lot of energy. And I'm hearing like foundational structure for yourself in the next 2 months. And yeah, there you go. There you have it. Thank you so much for joining me. You're absolutely beautiful. It was such a pleasure reading for you. I'm so excited for you. And I just love hearing and feeling how confident you are in your intuition. If there's anything any one of us should feel confident in, it's the way that God and Jesus speaks through our vessel, and through that intuition. That is the one thing we can all have unwavering faith in. Hello, pile 3. For those of you who chose the Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. Let's see what is coming through for you here. The first thing I'm receiving is there is something that you've been working on in terms of manifesting. And I'm not necessarily talking about being so diligent on this is what I want and, you know, writing your affirmations and doing all of these like manifesting rituals. I'm not saying you necessarily fall into that category, but what I am seeing for you is you are someone that has just put out wishes and desires into the world through your dreams and, you know, your visualizations and things that you've imagined for yourself. You've put those out into the world. You've prayed to God. You have asked. You've journaled about it. You've desired it. You've maybe even thought of some things as being impossible to receive, but what it is that you've wanted, even in moments of uncertainty of it coming to life for you and actually becoming a possibility for you, is coming to fruition. No matter how wild you thought your desire was, it's like that reminder is coming up for you. The reason why you desire, the reason why you want something specific is because that something specific is for you. we would never feel inspired to achieve something or to want something that is out of our reach. I think that our ideas come to us and our creative moments and our imagination runs wild and runs large and runs free, because that's God's way of saying, if this idea excites you, or if this way of living excites you, if that is all true for you, it is possible for it to be yours. And I think that our dreams are the exact seeds that get planted by God in saying, let me show you how you can achieve those things. Watch and wait. It's almost like over the next 3 months, that watching part is you just being cognizant and aware of the things that you've put out into the universe and the things that you've wanted and the things that you've desired. And the waiting part is seeing all of that come to life now. Okay. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted because people are home now and voices are running really loudly. And I'm like, I wonder if this recording will pick up on that in the background. But that is fine. Whatever will be. And we are going to get into the rest of your reading. So this is the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland. As you can see, it is one of my absolute favorites. I love this deck. It's maybe one of the first decks I've received that has really spoken to me and has been very true to me. I understand this deck. And there's just one more in here. There it is. Awesome. Okay, so let's see. Over the next 3 months. Amazing. Material harvest. It came in the reverse position, and today I'm hearing our reversals is just something that we're going to pay a little special extra attention to. So material harvest in this example, without getting into any other cards at the moment. Oh my gosh, my back is so itchy. Let's just take a moment here. I just have to scratch my back. Oh my gosh, so many things are coming to me right now. Like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. But I also recently came across a video on YouTube about itching and the spiritual meaning behind itching. And it's not like a physical thing. Everything appears physical because we are currently confined and, physically confined in a physical world, but there is so much explanation through energy in everything that we experience. And yeah, I just like energetically, I'm feeling old skin shedding off of me. If that grosses you out, I do apologize. But anyways, I feel like that's why my back has just been so itchy the last week or so. Maybe you understand that and you can relate, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. I'm not sure. But yeah, so material harvest, right? Our manifestations, and this material harvest can really signify anything physical. If it's a physical relationship with someone, like building a relationship in the physical world, if you have felt yourself connecting with someone energetically, seeing your fruits come into harvest. Maybe you've been working towards a project, or maybe you're going to get promoted within your job. Maybe creative ideas are coming to you and you're putting physical action behind them. Material harvest is going to be really prominent in your life over the next 3 months. We have suffering and silence over here, partnerships and alliances, and accelerated motion. This is really speaking to me about something that you have been working on physically. And again, like this is what I was picking up on in the material harvest. So partnerships and alliances, if this is romantic or if it's in your career, there is something you've been desiring, something you've been working towards, something that you have been putting your energy towards and action towards, and it's coming to you now. So just be aware of the partnerships that are aligning in your life. If you are invited to go out somewhere, say yes to the things. Right now is a time of action, of course. And then my eye gets drawn down to accelerated motion, being very action forward, saying yes, and keeping the wheels going, if that's physically your feet or in a car, like keep that motion forward, keeping the wheels in the mind going. You're going to come into a lot of creative ideas. This suffering in silence on the left here is just letting us know that anything in the past that made you feel possibly disconnected or alone, really alone and in solitude, is now behind you. She's looking away. This person is looking away off in the distance. Whatever happened in the past is not what is aligning for you in your future. We have sacrifice, crown chakra. It's so beautiful. Deception and envy. This deception and envy also in reverse with the partnerships and alliances. Ooh, I shared this exercise with a new client that I was reading for earlier, and I call it the blanket exercise. So what I do, it's really, I can get just as excited as the next person to meet someone new, but I'm here to share that very kind reminder that when we do meet someone new, the likeliness of them putting their best foot forward is very high. I am generally a fairly pleasant person to be around, but I would be fooling myself if I didn't also admit to being on my best behavior right when I first meet someone. I can be a little bit more reserved, but what I do, instead of getting super excited about this new person I'm meeting, I just take a pause and I take a moment and I bring myself through this blanket test. And I ask myself, if this person was a blanket, what type of blanket would they be if they were to wrap themselves around me? And because my clairvoyance is really strong, I'll either see a very plush, cozy, comfy, soft blanket around me and I can feel it and it just feels so nurturing and like home, or I'll see like a very woolly, uncomfortable, itchy blanket. I'll see blankets with a bunch of holes in them or blankets on fire. Whatever my clairvoyance brings to me in terms of the type of blanket a person would be, I really tune into that imagery, and I then get clear with myself and ask myself if that's the type of person I want in my life or I want in an area of my life. And I feel like right now you're really going to understand how to navigate the different relationships in your life and get really clear with who it is you want around and who you want to be a little bit more discerning of. Something else that came up with another client I sat with today, we were just talking about how it's important to be discerning with the information we share with others. Even if we see someone on a regular basis, it can give us that feeling of security. But I said that and I knew I meant familiarity. So be careful with what you're picking up on as familiar and mistaking for secure. Really use your discernment with who is around you right now. And then, oh, wonderful. I'm tuning in to the crown chakra being beside the deception and envy card. And this really tells me that your claircognizance, your inner knowing, your discernment will be very acute. Your claircognizance will be very trustworthy, that inner knowing, the knowing that someone is right for you or someone isn't, or, just needing to build a little bit more trust before you bring forth too much information. Sacrifice. I am going to read the book on that. So interesting. So clearly something is in here that we need to see. Next page. Awesome. Okay, so this card signifies that there's a situation happening or about to occur in your life and you can't control the outcome. This would be a good moment to pause, rest, have patience, reflect, and meditate. It would be wise to stand back so you can learn and look at events with a more understanding, intuitive eye. Try to view people, issues, or problems from a different perspective. If you can achieve this, it will have a profound effect on your soul and your life. That is so good. It's bringing me to this card that I pulled yesterday, and it was reflect on your responsibilities. So I know in my own life right now, there are a couple of people I'm currently working with here and there where I think to myself, I wish that they would conduct themselves, maybe if not more professionally, but in a more organized manner. And I mean, really, the list can kind of go on and on. I'm not embarrassed to say. And I need to remind myself to take a step back and to realize how important it is to sometimes just stay in my own lane and reassess what I have taken on as my responsibility when really it has absolutely nothing to do with me. So I feel like this card right here is speaking to that, or speaking to something similar in the sense of just allow for things to unfold as they're going to unfold, and view life and what's happening within your life at the moment with a bird's eye view, above ground, not in a superior way, but in a divinely led and supported way. Okay, you have a very fiery 3 months coming your way, but also like a prosperous 3 months coming your way. I feel like a lot of internal growth is going to take place, and a lot of inner wisdom is going to hatch. There's going to be a lot of new beginnings over the next 3 months. And a lot of excitement. Allow yourself to feel into all of the emotions that are coming up. Remind yourself that if you do feel anxious or worried about anything, this too shall pass. It's something that can be kind to remind ourselves of. And one more. There it is. You feel very calm and very centered, maybe a little unsure, but a little unsure is a good place to be. Maybe you're unsure of certain relationships and the longevity that they have in your life, or you could be unsure of where certain relationships are going. This could be any type of relationship. The ask here is really to just sit in silence and to wait. Any view that's clouded over right now is going to clear itself for you, and you will have clarity soon enough. Communication. The Oracle at Delphi in Greece. Boundaries. The Great Wall of China. Oh, the cards are so beautiful. Higher consciousness. Sirius, Pleiades, and Arcturus. 44, vitality, the sun. What did I say about the next 3 months? Like heated or going up in flames, or I want to say spicy, but all in good ways. Okay, so the sun. It's so funny. Even just earlier, I was reflecting on Sundays, and Sundays are actually ruled by the sun. So it's a great day to do things that we're passionate about, but passionate in terms of our hobbies, like what it is that drives us, like what fills us with passion and creativity. The sun is going to energize you. It's going to energize your entire system. I'm also seeing it's really going to help with clearing out and just removing toxins from the third eye as well. You can really count on your dreams communicating to you, but also in communication, it's going to be important to speak your truth and set boundaries, not only with others, but with yourself. Communication is going to be absolutely key for you at this time. If you have difficulty speaking up, speaking your truth, or just being honest in conversation with others, or there's a personal situation I'm going through and I'm really trying to navigate, like, how do I communicate what I'm feeling to a specific individual, because I also have the clarity, or I suppose the experience of how conversations like the one I want to have, how they've gone in the past. So it's like, how do I navigate being very open and compassionate in what it is that I want to say while not hurting someone else's boundaries? Interesting, because I meant to say hurting someone else's feelings. I said boundaries because that's really what is possibly lacking in my life right now when it comes to this individual, is just like having those clear boundaries, having those clear lines of communication, and just making sure that the relationship, it is a professional relationship, so that the relationship stays professional and it doesn't go past that line, and that I am able to communicate what it is I need because they are in the position that they're in, and because I'm in the position I'm in, how we can work collectively as a team. So I suppose, continuing to use myself in this example, I need to work on creating a stronger boundary within myself in not being too worried about how someone else's feelings are affected, because I know that I go above and beyond in communicating things as compassionately and honestly and kindly as possible. I think that happens because growing up, I was made fun of relentlessly for years and years and years and years. And so I would never put anyone else in a position where I was coming down on them. Maybe I'm sharing that for a reason. If you were also made fun of just like over and over and over again growing up, I promise you there is a reason for it. And it was an okay thing, because I am sure you have so much love in your heart, and it's such a beautiful thing. Speaking of having love in your heart, higher consciousness now is an amazing time to sit in meditation, to connect with energy and just love and beings from other dimensions that can quickly and very readily connect with you in guiding you along your path. We're going to pull some cards from the Inner Child Oracle. The first card is, you are wanted. There is a home waiting within. I'm going to put this here because this is really speaking to just that need to get quiet and to connect with a higher consciousness right now. It's like bringing yourself home, back to the seat of your soul. Next, we have find your haven. There is a place of wonder waiting just for you. I feel like the next 3 months, so many new and exciting doors are going to open for you. So the ask is to just stay open to anything that comes your way. And before becoming too quick to judge it, just allow for your experience to happen and ask questions. Get really, really curious. And I feel like all of these answers are just going to unfold for you. I'm seeing for yourself, you're incredibly wise. Like, you are a wise, 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 wise soul. And there's so much knowledge inside of you that has yet to be tapped into. Maybe there's awareness around this, but over the next 3 months, so much healing is taking place within you that it's going to be absolutely undeniable to you of what divine energy surrounds you infinitely. Watch and wait. You are enough. You do not have to give more. And then lastly, we have let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. We were talking about feeling everything. No, I think that was in group number 2, but we'll talk about it now. Allowing for feelings, emotions to come up. Allow yourself. Oh, okay. I had a moment. Oh, group number 3. We're getting so personal. I'm sharing so much about myself. I had a moment a couple of weeks ago. Someone said something really, really mean to me. It was so mean, and it really affected my feelings, and it made me sad. And I started to whelm up. And I caught myself whelming up and getting really emotional about it. And then I skipped past it and I kept myself busy with work. And I continued working on a couple of emails. And I felt Jesus coming in at my side And he said to me, Vanessa, just pause, like just sit in it. Just allow yourself to feel it, allow it to come up, and just be with it. And I sat there and I sat with it and I allowed myself to feel the things that I was feeling, because I understood that I was moving away from allowing it to just pass through me. Because for years and years and years, I would swallow my emotions and my feelings, and I wouldn't let anything just clear, and I wouldn't allow myself to fully experience anything, and I wouldn't allow it to pass through me. And his advice was to just allow it to pass through me, to allow myself to feel it. And I had a cry and I breathed through it until I was ready to focus then and get back to my emails. But that was the lesson, and that was the point. And it was to stop ignoring my feelings. In moments, I can get really swayed into work. I can get easily distracted, and I can also be so human and not want to pause and feel the things that don't necessarily feel the best. But I am human, and I signed up for this life and to experience these emotions, and they're all there for a reason. And so I hope in sharing that, it encourages you to feel all of the challenging things that you might just need to work through and feel over the next 3 months. Just quickly going back to communication, because in saying that, I was being shown like sitting and journaling and writing things out. This could be a really great practice for you with communication too, is getting to a notebook practice or a journaling practice in the morning or before you go to sleep. Allowing yourself to just like empty the mind out on paper. I notice when I actually journal before going to bed, it helps me retain and remember my dreams a little bit more clearly in the morning, which is interesting because I also saw the sun really clearing your third eye and unblocking the third eye. So maybe there's messages coming to you in your dreams that are important for you to look out for. Yeah, let it come forth. You are enough. Reading You Are Enough. You do not have to give more. This is just screaming like I am affirmations. You can Google I am affirmations, or think of anything that has a lot of potency to yourself and to your own energy, and start getting into an I am practice out loud, looking in the mirror while you're getting ready for the day, or out loud in the car. Anywhere, you will assure yourself of all of the greatness you are inside and out. That is your reading. That is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in the next video, and have a really beautiful and peaceful next 3 months. Allow yourself to just experience it and to go with it and to watch and wait. I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.